Alright, what are we talking about today? Oh wait, we should introduce ourselves for any new people.
Yeah.
And for the old people, share with somebody so that we have new people.
Yeah. Share with 5 of your best friends and say, you're gonna love me, because now you'll have something fun to listen to.
And if you don't have 5 best friends, share with 5 strangers, and that might be a good way to make friends.
That's such a good idea. We should go do that.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of friends.
I know, I was gonna say we should talk about not having friends in this episode, because it goes with the theme.
Yeah, we should, actually, because I was just thinking about this, how it's hard to make friends when you're a twin.
Yeah. Okay, hi everyone! It's Aspen, the better half of the Summers twins.
And Ashley, the best half of the Summers twins. You know what? I wonder why you've never tried to say you're the best half. You must agree with me.
I do. I think you're the best half.
Actually, Pumpkin's the best half.
And he's the cutest half, but also the most annoying half. Well, it depends on the day.
Yeah. Well, I think the cuteness kind of compensates for the annoyingness.
I know. It's like when you're annoying, you're not as cute, so it's
like
less tolerable.
When you're annoying me, it's just annoying, but when he's annoying me, then he'll be really cute, and then I am not annoyed at him. See? He's so cute! Guys, I wish you could see our dog. He's just the cutest thing ever. You should follow our TikTok, and we'll post videos of him.
Yeah.
I think we have 0 followers.
We don't know anything about TikTok.
Yeah.
We're like octogenarians when it comes to technology.
We're what?
Octogenarians.
What is that?
People in their 80s.
Oh.
It's just a smart-sounding word for it.
I am an octogenarian trapped in a 12-year-old's body.
I know.
Well, not really, because I have an 80-year-old body. We have our summer camps for our theater company coming up soon, so I was working on some of the choreography for the songs the other day, and it was like a bowl of Rice Krispies. My bones were just like... It was very
Maybe
odd.
I should do all of the choreography.
It's okay. It's better now.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay, today we are talking about things that only twins understand, because when we started this podcast, we told you that we were going to give you a glimpse into the life of being a twin, and there's some very random things that you would never think about unless you're a twin, and if you are a twin, I'm sure you're going to relate to these things, and if you're not, this is what it's like to be a twin.
And tell us if you relate to these things too, if you have like siblings or something.
I think the most annoying thing, maybe not the most annoying thing, but the like worst habit that I have because I'm a twin is I'm so used to referring to ourselves as we.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just be talking to somebody who doesn't even know Ashley, and I'm like, oh yeah, well, we went to the store the other day, and then we made dinner, and then we blah, blah, blah. And they probably think that I'm a mad woman because I refer to myself as we. What a strange way to talk about yourself. But it's just such an ingrained habit that I can't stop doing it.
Yeah, I am really bad about that too. Like yesterday I was talking to someone and I just kept saying, we do this and we're gonna do this, and it wasn't even something that you were gonna do with me, I don't think, but I'm just used to saying that. Or no, I was talking about our best friend and I was like, we've known her since we were babies and she lives across the street from us, and this person probably didn't even know that I had a twin, so they were probably like, what is wrong with you?
Who were you talking to yesterday?
I don't remember.
I don't remember you even leaving the house.
Maybe it wasn't yesterday. Maybe I dreamt it. But no, it was. I'll think of it.
Okay.
We'll do an update. Oh, another update. I have an addendum to our last podcast because we were talking about which one of us is more like our mom. And I was talking to my mom yesterday and we agreed that I'm more like her. So... And this is Ashley, by the way.
There was no proof of that. I don't believe you.
Do you want me to call her right now and ask? Because she said so.
Yeah, call, ask.
Okay. You can keep talking while I'm dialing.
Okay, well, why did she say that?
Because, we were talking about how we're both really introverted, and then...
Your phone's not even dialing.
Oh, well, because I was talking to you.
Oh.
Then what was the other thing? Oh, shoot. I forgot it. It was another really good thing. Oh shoot, I forgot. Aspen, oh shoot. Okay, let's see if my mom remembers. Oh shoot, she's not gonna answer. Okay.
That's another way that she and I are alike, is we don't answer our phones. But
I answer my phone the least of anybody in the world.
I joined in your conversation when you were talking about being introverted, and I feel like I'm introverted also. I think this is one thing that only twins understand, is that nobody wants to be friends with you. Because, not really, but I think that is weird to people to imagine being friends with only one twin, but then they don't want to get as close to you as they would with other people because they just assume that you're always going to be best friends with your twins. Everyone just sees you as like, oh, the twins, they already have a built-in friend, so they don't need more friends. And I feel like you get really used to just always having your twin around, especially when you're little. Because yesterday you were saying you feel like it was in 3rd grade when you became super introverted, and that was the first year that we weren't in the same class together. So I think you are so used to it being a part of your identity, and then all of a sudden, when you're on your own, you don't know how to be your own person, which is really stupid to say, but I really feel like it's true.
Yeah, definitely. I think that, well, I love you, and I love being a twin.
Thanks.
And you are my best friend, but I also would love to have other friends too. I mean, I do have friends. I don't want any of my friends who are listening to think that I don't consider them friends, but I just think it's really hard for me to make friends, and I feel like I try really hard. I mean, to be honest, I'm probably never going to be as close to anyone else as I am to my twin, because we do everything together and we grew up together and we shared a room. So it just has made it so hard for me to talk to other people, because I'm just so used to us kind of having a secret language, like not really, but we just understand each other so well that it's kind of awkward when you're around new people. And I feel like people who know that we're twins just have kind of a hang up about like being friends with us, or even if they're friends with both of us, it's like they're friends with the twins, not with Aspen and Ashley. I mean, we have really amazing friends, just it's like an awkward thing. And I think siblings have it to a degree if you're best friends, but I feel like especially if you're a twin, you understand that it's just hard to make other friends even though you want to.
When you're siblings but not twins, even if you do everything extracurricularly together, you still aren't in the same grade, and so you don't have all the same people around you all of the time. And I guess it's a little bit our fault for going to the same college, but we talked about in another episode how that wasn't intentional. And also, siblings go to the same college all the time, and it would have been stupid for us to not go to the college that we wanted to go to just because we wanted to get away from each other.
But I also think that college would have been a lot harder if we didn't go to the same school. Like, it's nice to have each other there, but it also would be nice to be able to have other friends. I kind of impede on your friendships. Like, whenever you've made friends, I've just kind of, like, joined in because you're better at making friends than I am.
Not to be rude, but I do think that sometimes I'm more outgoing than you when it comes to trying to make friends, but I don't know, I wonder if it has anything to do with me being older, because even though it's not really that I'm the older sibling, I feel like you still hear people talk about how, like, people who are twins, that the older one still has, like, some of the characteristics of, like, an older sibling, and I think I've just always felt really pressured that I want to establish relationships outside of the two of us, and so I really force myself to do that. You also have gotten in a lot of just unfortunate situations with, like, bad roommates and stuff, so then, like, it doesn't make sense for me to not let you infringe on my friendships. I don't know, I think it's hard for people to stay friends with one of us and not become friends with the other one, because we are really close to each other, and then it's awkward even if Sally Joe and I have become really close friends and then she starts becoming friends with you, then it's kind of awkward for her to be like, oh, I'm going to invite Aspen to go out to lunch with me or whatever, but not Ashley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is a very good point, because if one of us has a really good friend, you would think that they would just naturally become friends with the other one. I feel like I've always tried to be good about making new friends, and, like, I've always really wanted to have relationships with people, but I feel like I've had bad luck with it. And so, like, in high school, I would just kind of follow you around like a baby duck. And, like, people just loved you. And so I would just, like, kind of be attached to you.
Oh my gosh, I don't think that's true at all. I think my senior year, I finally was able to make friends and find people that liked me, but I feel like the rest of high school, it was...
I guess I was thinking about senior year.
Yeah, then you did kind of follow me around like a baby duck. I think some of it has to do with our summer's luck, too, is that we just have bad luck making friends. I don't know if that part is related to being twins or just related to being Summerses.
Probably both. But some things don't even have to do with you. Like, sometimes I don't know how to say this without giving specifics, because I don't want to make anyone feel bad. I mean, I'm sure none of these people are listening to our podcast.
Yeah, just say it. They won't know it's them.
Well, if I give the specifics.
Oh.
But, like, there was a group of people that I was working with. I'll put it that way. I was working with a group of girls, and I felt like I really went out of my way to become friends with them and participate in things, and then, like, the rest of them would hang out without me, and I just really didn't know why. I mean, I think they knew I had a twin, but they had never met you, and it wasn't like, yeah, so...
My theory, if you're talking about what I think you're talking about, my theory is because we don't have Apple, or we don't have iPhones, and so we can't be included in group chats.
That was one of the problems, because I was in the bathroom when they made a group chat, and they couldn't add me because they all had Apples. So I have to say there's a little bit of discrimination against people with Android phones, and I think Android needs to fix whatever problem there is that you can't be added to a group chat, because it prevents us from making friends and ruined my life.
I mean, I've never had an iPhone, so I can't say what's better or not, but I don't have any problem with my Android. I like Samsung products, but that is very frustrating, the whole group chat thing.
Yeah.
I'm not part of the Blue Bubble gang or whatever it's called. The Blue Bubble.
I've never heard that.
Because their texts show up blue and ours show up green.
You're so much more of a smart person than me. I don't know any of these things you're referring to.
The only reason I know that is because one of my professors last semester would always make fun of people who weren't in the blue bubble, whatever he called it.
See, discrimination. Okay, let's talk about something else funny.
I think one thing that I'm actually really curious if other twins have this, because I feel like you and I have always had this weird thing where we don't like our birthdays, and other people think that's weird. But I also feel like it's not that uncommon for people to not like their birthdays.
Once you're older than, like, 16, maybe 21.
Well, for you it was 3.
It was. But for the average person, after you turn 21, it's kind of all downhill from there. I mean, I wouldn't know. I haven't turned 21 yet, but I would imagine.
Everyone over the age of 21 is now turning this off because you just...
No, I don't. I don't mean their life is all downhill. I just mean that, like, your birthdays, you don't really have, like, exciting birthdays anymore.
Well, like your 50th.
That's a long ways away from being 21. I mean, maybe you do. If you do, awesome. My dad always says you should like your birthday because the alternative is not good.
Yeah, but it's just, not that I would rather not turn the next age ever, but it's just the prospect of getting older, and it feels like a day to remind you how fast time is going and how little life you have. I don't know. I think people should celebrate their parents on their birthdays and not them, because they're the ones who did all the work.
Well, really your mom.
Yeah.
I was just thinking the other day, it must be, like, really hard to, like, carry a baby for 9 months. Like, moms should, like, get, I don't know, $1 million for having a baby.
But anyway, both of us have always not really been super thrilled when it comes to be our birthday month.
That's an understatement.
But the problem is that we are both huge planners, and we love to plan holidays and celebrations for other people. And since we know each other so well, like, I like planning my parents' birthdays and getting them gifts and stuff.
They're so hard to shop for.
Yeah, and doing stuff for Ashley is like, I collect ideas all year. Like the other day I was trying to go Mother's Day shopping and I literally found nothing for my mom. And I found the perfect birthday present for Ashley. I'm so excited about it. And so we both get so excited about the other person's birthday, but then it's such a dilemma because we don't want it to be our birthday, but we really want it to be the other person's birthday. But obviously we're twins, so it's the same day. And so that is, I think, something that only twins can understand.
That's like the cognitive dissonance of my life. Like when I was 4, we must have been turning 5 because I was really excited about the present that I got Aspen, and I was so excited for her Dora birthday party that she really wanted to have, and I just really wanted it to be Aspen's birthday. But I was like, oh my gosh, I am going to be 5 years old. I'm going to be a whole hand. Life is so much easier when you're not a whole hand. I just really did not want to be 5, and I was so distraught about it because I was like, I don't know what to do because I really want it to be Aspen's birthday, but I just so badly don't want it to be mine.
Poor 5-year-old Ashley.
I know. I mean, also, what a drama queen, but every year since then, I've had the same dilemma, but then I'm like, I should have enjoyed my birthday last year because I didn't realize how young 19 was, because now I'm going to be 20, and that's, like, actually old.
I know. You better enjoy this one, because 21 is, like...
It's all downhill after there.
Apparently.
19 and 20 are kind of, like, dud birthdays.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But I guess when you're 20, you're 2 decades, so that should be exciting.
Well, I don't really understand how 18 became adult, because it just doesn't make any sense that, like, you're 18, so you're an adult, but it's still in the teens, so 20 is truly not a teenager anymore.
Yeah, and then how did they decide on 21 as the drinking age and not 18 or 20? Like, that just seems so random.
Well, I think it should be 25. I mean, that's going to be a very unpopular thing to say. But I think
everyone between the ages of 21 and 25 just turn this off.
Not that it should be, but, like, logically, either it would be 18 because that's adult, or if they made adult being 20 and then the drinking age was 20, or 25 would make sense because they always say that 25 is when your prefrontal cortex is fully developed. And that's, like, the renting a car age and stuff. So that's it just true. Doesn't make sense. All these numbers are so arbitrary.
I guess 25 is when it's all downhill, because that's, like, when you turn 25, you can rent a car, but then after that, it's like, there's nothing.
Yeah, and isn't it until you're 25 that you can be on your parents' health insurance?
Oh, no, I think it's 26. Maybe it's 25, but that's not exciting.
Well, yeah, but it's a pretty big benefit to your childhood life.
Well, no, I mean, it's not an exciting thing like when you can drink or you can rent a car.
Well, I don't think
like,
anyone...
I can pay for my health insurance.
I don't think anyone's like, woo, I can rent a car.
I will be. Do you know how much easier my life would be if I could rent a car?
No.
Like 10%.
When have you ever been like, oh, I need to rent a car?
In LA? Okay, maybe like 2%, but... Still, that's a big percentage for your life. Okay, so I think that now we have on record that you're not going to drink until you're 25.
I probably won't. I want to drink when I turn 21, but I just, for some reason, have no interest. And I think it's because we were such goody two-shoes in high school, and so we didn't really, like, go to the parties that we went to were where you played beanbag toss and drank apple juice.
Yeah, but sometimes in the basement of those parties there were things going on that we weren't privy to.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we probably only went to, like, 5 parties. 2, yeah.
I can count 2, except for, like, our friend's birthday party where we, like, talked to their grandma.
Well, there were some birthday parties that were our age people.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I was invited to those in high school.
Okay.
Okay, anyways.
It doesn't matter. But we never would have drank in high school, and our parents thought that it would have been really funny if we drank, so... I mean, I don't think if we actually did, like, on a regular basis, they would have been encouraging about that, but I think they just knew that we were such goodies two-shoes that they thought that it would be really funny. They aren't drinkers either, but people would randomly get them alcohol for gifts or whatever, so they'd always try to get us to, like, taste things, and I think that part of the problem was they were always, like, peppermint schnapps and Fireball and stuff that he'd convince us to try, and then they were the worst tasting things ever, so in my head, it's just, like, there's no desire to put myself through that. But I think when I turn 21, I will get one of those really fancy, like, smoothie type or slushy type things and try that. Because I used to always be really jealous of, we would go to, I think I've said this on this podcast before, but we would go to this Christmas market every year, and they would have these slushy things with alcohol in them that they would give out as samples. Yeah. The only reason to go was spend hours walking around this Christmas market was for the samples, and I'm a huge slushy ice cream frozen treat person, and I was never allowed to taste the slushy, and I would be really jealous, so that's going to be my big trial when I turn 21.
Wow.
I know.
Well, you'll have to find somewhere that they are in the summer, because you're going to turn 21 in the summer.
Well, I'm pretty sure that frozen alcoholic drinks are easier to find in the summer than during Christmas.
That's a good point. I'm going to try a strawberry daiquiri, I think.
Is that, like, slushy, or is that just liquid?
I don't know. I've just heard that it's good, so I think that's what I'll try.
Because I'm not really a big fan of sweet liquids that aren't frozen. Well, that's not true. I like Crystal Light lemonade. And that Dr. Pepper from Walmart. The fake Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Thunder.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're talking about drinks, but sort of about drinks. Another problem with being twins that I think only twins can understand is not being able to go out to eat without your twin. Because when we were younger, we would always share things. Oftentimes, when we were little kids, we would get kids' meals, but we both wanted mac and cheese and grilled cheese from Panera, or we both wanted the chicken and rice and peanut butter and jelly sushi from Tokyo Joe's.
Aw, peanut butter and jelly sushi.
So then we would each pick one of them, and then we would share, so then we didn't have to pick, which was a major benefit of being twins, because I've heard siblings talk about going out to eat, and they seem to be very unable to share with each other.
It's like they've never even considered it.
Yeah, that's so foreign to us, because we would always coordinate what we were going to order. But then when we got older and we couldn't really order off the kids' menu, which we still do.
Sometimes we go into a restaurant and they just give us a kids' menu.
Which is always the best, especially when you're with friends and it's really embarrassing to ask for the kids' menu. But we don't eat at that many restaurants, so we usually have the kids' menus in our heads of the places.
We just know what we want.
Yeah.
Because we're not very adventurous when it comes to food. But also we're vegetarian, and I feel like we have a lot of issues, like things that we can't eat. So
yeah, well, and when we go out to eat with friends, it's usually
burger joint.
Yeah, like Chili's or something. So the only things that are really vegetarian are on the kids' menu.
Or like veggie burgers, but those are sometimes not very good.
Yeah. So anyway, but when we got older, and then it would be a lot cheaper if we went to Subway or Tokyo Joe's, which is this, I think it's a chain restaurant, but it's only in certain places. So if you don't know what it is.
It's only in Colorado.
Really?
I think so.
Okay, well, it's like teriyaki and rice and stuff.
That was a really good description.
Yeah.
And like sushi and...
Yeah, but it would be a lot cheaper for us to order one large bowl of teriyaki and rice or a foot-long sandwich and share than get 2 6-inches or 2 medium bowls or whatever. So we would just got really used to sharing. And then we got to college, and sometimes we would go out with friends on our own. And so now when we go out to eat by ourselves, we don't know what to do because we're not going to eat a whole meal. I mean, when we start dating, or you've gone on dates before, but I don't know what you do then because you're certainly not going to eat a whole...
I would like order something and then I would eat it for the next, like, 3 or 4 days. Sometimes they would, I mean, I only went on, like, 2 or 3 dates, but they would give you these, like, gigantic portions. Or I would just, like, throw the rest away if you paid for it. Because sometimes I didn't like it, so I would just, like...
That's what I was going to say, is I don't know what I'm going to do, because you can't ask for a kid's menu on a date, I feel like. But
probably not.
And you can't bring your twin along.
Oh, what are you gonna do?
I know.
But, like, you're probably thinking you could just get something and have it as leftovers, which sometimes we do, but it's just sometimes that doesn't really make sense.
A lot of times at college, when you're living on your own, you have so many leftovers anyway. I don't know. I'm just such a cheapskate, so I don't want to it hurts my heart for someone, even if I'm not the one paying, but to pay $15 for a bowl of pasta from, well, I'm not going to name places because we need to stop criticizing brands on our podcast, but to order a $15 bowl of pasta that's going to taste the exact same to me as the 15-cent bowl of pasta that I make at my apartment, when Ashley and I are sharing it, then it feels more justified because then we're both getting the eating out experience, and it's $7.50 each instead of $15.
Like, even if I eat it as leftovers, it still feels very extravagant to spend $15 on something that just I'm gonna eat.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if being twins affects our perception of things. I mean, I don't really know.
I bet it does, probably.
But no, just because in general we are so used to sharing things. I mean, I think other siblings share, but when you're twins, it's like ingrained that you share things rather than something that your parents have to teach you how to be nice and share and everything. So then if things seem more expensive or seem like bigger portions or whatever to us because we're not used to things just being our own, you know?
I wonder, is there anything that we fight about sharing? Like, I feel like sometimes you get mad at me if I wear your clothes.
I don't feel like I really get mad at you. It's just like the one time when I literally have one green shirt and you wore my green shirt the day before St. Patrick's Day and didn't ask. Like, every once in a while, I think we more fight about, well, not seriously fight, but get annoyed when we wear the same thing on accident.
You know what else? I wonder if other twins do this. I feel like the thing that we fight about the most is, like, who gets to do something, but not, like, I want to do it. No, I want to do it. It's like, no, you can do it. No, you can do it. No, really, it's okay. You can do it.
Yeah. I wonder, well, siblings in general or twins, if that's just an us thing or if that is something that other twins do, because we're always like, for example, we're working on the scripts for our theater summer camps. If you don't know, we run a theater company, and so we do summer camps for kids and we write the scripts for them. We got into a huge fight. Like, I can't overstate how big of a fight this was about who was going to write what scripts. But it wasn't like, I want to write this script, you can't do it. It was like, I told you you could write it. I know you're not going to be happy if I write this script, so I want you to write it.
Just tell me what you want to do.
No, I told you you can do it. It's fine. Because we both didn't want the other person to be upset and thought they were going to be upset if we got our way. And just wanted to, like, compromise in a way that we both would be happy about, but we were both saying it was fine if the other person did what they wanted to do. And we don't get in that crazy of fights all the time when we're arguing about who gets to do something, but I feel like more often than not, our fights are not that we both want to get our way, it's that we want the other person to just have their way.
Yeah. I feel like when I will hear other people fight or, like, siblings fight or they'll talk about their fights, I'm always, like, very intrigued by it because they'll be fighting with each other about, like, I want that, no, I want that, and I'm just like, that's so interesting to me. I don't judge them, it's just so interesting because I don't feel like we hardly ever fight in that way.
I know. I mean, maybe we should pay more attention, but I really feel like most of our fights stem from wanting the other person to just say they want it their way.
Yeah. I feel like if something bad is going to happen or if someone is going to be upset about something, I want it to happen to me because I can handle myself being upset about it, but stressing about, like, Aspen being upset about it is too much.
I totally have the same thing. I just can't even deal with other people being upset or disappointed, so I would just so much rather it happen to me. Even when we were younger, for example, if when we did Annie one time and I was an orphan and you were not, I wanted to be an orphan so bad and I was so excited, but then I just couldn't even deal with the fact that you weren't an orphan, and that was so devastating to you, and I just didn't want to do, I mean, I did want to do the show, but it was such a hard thing for me because I would have so much rather you had been an orphan and me not, and then I wouldn't have to worry about what were you doing standing there being disappointed while I was having so much fun.
Even when we were babies, when we first learned to walk, if one of us would fall, the other one would fall too, which maybe was an attention thing, but
I know, I wonder because I think our parents think that it was an attention thing, but I wonder if it really was, or it was like a, oh no, like sympathy falling over. Because I feel like sometimes when you would do things that you would get in trouble for, like, oh my gosh, we should wrap this up, and this is a really, really embarrassing story.
Oh my gosh.
But when we were like 3, I remember that you had an accident, and I felt so bad for you that then I had to go to the bathroom, and I went into the bathroom, but then I purposely peed on the floor a little bit to get myself in trouble so that no one would be mad at you.
I feel like that has kind of been a thing like our whole life. I will be so mad at you for something, and then when you get in trouble, I feel so terrible for you, and suddenly, like a couple of weeks ago, I was so mad at you for something. I don't even remember what. But then our parents got mad at you, and I was so mad at them. And I was like, leave her alone. You're being so mean to her. I didn't say that, but when we were little, even one of us would hit the other one or something, and then they would get in trouble, and then we'd be like, don't punish her. It's fine. I'm not mad.
I can't remember what that was, but I think it was last time we fought. I think I was being really irrational, and then you were so mad at me, but then one of our parents got mad, and then you were defending me, and I was like, okay, thanks. Yeah.
Maybe that's their trick. Their parenting trick is that when we're fighting, then they get mad at one of us, so then the other one will get over it.
Maybe, but I feel like sometimes they get really annoyed. They're like, stop defending her, you were just mad at her.
Yeah. Well, maybe now they'll know that can be their reverse psychology.
Yeah. Well, also, we are adults, so they don't step into our fights that often. We really don't fight that much. I feel like we're very honest that a year ago we fought nonstop, but we
really haven't fought that much, really. Go us. High five. Woo!
Okay, so if you're twins or siblings, we would love to hear what you guys fight about. Comment below or email us or Instagram us or
TikTok us.
Yeah, let us know. And we hope to catch you next week on another episode of It's a Twin Thing.